What's up guys, today we're going to be going over the new exotic shotgun Duality, and in this video we will be breaking down how the perks work, the DPS numbers, and also comparing it to some other shotguns in the game. And this is the season pass exotic for the season. You get it at level 35 on the free pass, and then at rank 1 on the paid pass. And if you watched some of my videos leading up to Beyond Light, we know that the first and last out is pretty much the DPS king for special weapons, and slugs in general are extremely strong right now, pretty much the highest DPS for all specials in the game. So this being an exotic that is also a slug means it should be pretty good. And before we get into the video, I am now sponsored by G Fuel, which was one of my long-time goals. Right now my code is 30% off through this coming Monday. So if you've never tried G Fuel before and want to try it, this will be one of your best opportunities with a 30% off discount using my code. Or if you've been drinking G Fuel for a very long time, this is also a good opportunity to restock up. Anyways, click the link either in the description or the comments. It'll take you straight to the store and automatically apply my code. Anyways, let's begin with the video. So first, looking at the exotic perk on this weapon, Compression Chamber. Fires a pellet spread in hip fire or a single high damage slug while aiming. Then its secondary perk on Black Wings. Pellet final blows grant a stacking precision damage and reload speed buff. Precision hits with slugs extend the duration. So looking at how those two different things work in game, at first if you just hip fire the weapon, it's like a normal shotgun. Then the ADS, it turns into a slug, which will do more precision damage. Then the second perk on this weapon on Black Wings is a damage perk that, as you'll see, will stack up to ×6 if you keep going. Then when you reload, it automatically goes away and resets the perk. So what seems to be limiting how high this buff can go is how many shots we have in the mag. And further looking into how this perk works, if we go ahead and time it and see how long it lasts, it's going to last for quite a while actually, at roughly 7 seconds on the dot. It kind of acts like Rampage or something like that, where every single time you get a kill and get a higher stack, it will reset that timer back to 7 seconds. So as long as you get a kill every 7 seconds, the buff will go higher and higher until you reload. Then the second part of that perk is when you get a precision hit with the buff going, it should increase the duration of the perk. So if we first get a stack of ×1, then get a precision hit while we already have the buff, it will now last for almost 7.8 seconds. So it goes up by roughly 0.8 seconds per precision hit. And if we now go look at the damage on Carl, the hipfire hits for 17,275, then the slug will hit for 23,716. And now for testing the damage of the perk, first with ×1, the hipfire will now go up only by a little bit, as you see right here, to 17,580. Then the slug hits for 25,570. So the slug shot is the one that benefits the most from this perk. Now with ×2 going again, it's going to go all the way up to 29,280. Now we go ahead and get 3 kills for ×3. As you see, if I can get to Carl, it's for 31,135. Now with ×4, once again, it's now going to hit for right here. If Carl would stop moving, hits for 32,990. Then finally with ×5, which would seem to be the highest you can get, naturally at least, it's going to now hit for 34,844. So putting all those numbers up on the screen, ×1 is a 7.8% increase. Then going to ×2 is quite a large jump, going up by almost 16%. Then if you keep going all the way up to ×5, it's going to be a 47% increase. And you would think ×5 is the highest you can get with this weapon, but there is a catalyst that will increase the mag size and also give it +20 range. And you can pick up that quest to get that catalyst from the gunsmith once you have the weapon. But what we can do for right now, which might be even better than the catalyst, is use something like Trim versus Steps, which will allow us to reload the weapon while sprinting. And as I mentioned, you lose the perk when you reload, but this will bypass that mechanic, which means we should be able to get higher than ×5. Before, if we got to ×6, well, we were out of ammo and had to reload and lost the perk, but now we can sprint cancel and get ×6 or even higher. As you see, it caps out at ×7, which makes me believe the catalyst will make it either an 8 mag or even a 9 mag. But now look at the damage on Carl with ×7, it now hits 36,699. Which is going to be a 54.7% increase over the base damage, so quite a large chunk of damage. And with the way this weapon works, where when you get precision hits, it makes the duration of the perk longer, you should easily be able to get to ×7 by reload canceling with Turn Versus and go up to a boss and shoot off entire magazine with the full buff. And actually you can get off multiple mags by then sprint canceling after the first mag, and you have plenty of time to get the reload off and still not lose the buff, as you see right here. So now looking at the DPS numbers on this weapon, first looking at the base DPS, so just shooting off a regular magazine with no perk, anything like that. So 6 shots, that's on take, 4.535 seconds, meaning DPS is 31,377, which is pretty average for a special weapon, pretty much right in there with most of snipers and things like that in the game. Now we go ahead and do the turn versus theme where we can keep the buff the entire way, and for this we're just going to shoot off 5 shots per mag, that way we don't accidentally reload or anything like that. So 1 magazine with 5 shots takes 3.595 seconds. So looking at the DPS of the perks, it will start off at 35,000 and then go all the way up to 51,000 with times 7, which is really good, pretty much up there with the highest things in the entire game, especially for special weapons. Then we look at that combo for 2 magazines where we shoot off 5 shots, sprint cancel to reload, then shoot off 5 more again. That's going to take 9.283 seconds. And the DPS falls down to 27,000 with times 1, but still almost 40,000 with times 7, which for 2 magazines for a special weapon, that is still really good. This weapon also holds 19 with no reserve perks. With 2 reserves, you only get plus 2 ammo, so probably not quite worthwhile, which means 500,000 total damage if you have no perk. And then with times 7, 770,000 total damage, which once again, those numbers are really good for a special weapon. But we can also compare this to first in last out, which is the slug shotgun with Vorpal. And we can also take advantage of a mod, for example boss spec on this weapon, and look at the damage on Carl, it's for 26,881. Now look at the DPS shooting off 1 magazine, so 6 shots, that's going to take 4.155 seconds, meaning the DPS of first and last out is 38,817, and with the exotic shotgun, times 2 or higher will outdo that. Then we go ahead and look at 2 magazines also, so shooting off 12 shots. And for this clip, I have max reload speed on the shotgun. That took 10.998 seconds, meaning DPS falls to 29,000. And once again, anything with times 2 or higher on exotic will outdo that. But the thing about first and last out is you can pair it with Anarchy, which means you can get a lot higher combo DPS, roughly 14.5 thousand more DPS added with Anarchy, which means over 1 mag it'll be over 53,000, then over 2 magazines it'll fall down to 44,000. So those numbers are slightly higher than the exotic shotgun numbers, but that is obviously with 2 weapons being used at the same time. And finally, I made a cool build to take advantage of the shotgun and also the combo of Trem versus Steps. So it's going to start off with heavy-handed for the second part, which pretty much means when we're surrounded and get kills with shotguns, we'll get the ammo back to the reserves, which means we pretty much have infinite ammo as long as we're careful. Then we'll also be using Quick Charge, which will allow us to become Charger Light on double kills with shotguns, which includes the slug shotgun obviously. Then the next perk we'll be using will be Stacks on Stacks, which will allow us to get times 2 Charger Light every single time we get a double kill. And with those stacks of Charger Light, we'll be using Higher Energy Fire, which will give us a 20% buff while Charger Light. And the way Quick Charge and Stacks on Stacks will pair, pretty much we get 2 kills and get times 2. Then as we get 2 more kills, we'll get times 2 again. So we'll pretty much have High Energy Fire forever. And the final mod I'm using is Surprise Attack because I'm using Breachlight. You could also use something like Lucent Blade. And the whole point of this build is pretty much to give you more ammo. That way, when you're getting kills to get up to times 7, you're not really wasting ammo that often. You're pretty much getting the ammo back. Then also you have Trem versus Steps to sprint cancel and not lose the buff. And this will make it a lot easier to get times 7 going into a boss fight and pretty much maintain it for the entire fight. Also on top of that, you'll have that 20% buff for pretty much every single kill. So overall, this shotgun is extremely good. Its numbers are pretty much the highest in the game, especially for a special weapon. The only thing that can really beat it, that I remember off the top of my head, is that Anarchy first in last out combo. And that is obviously using 2 weapons compared to 1, so it's not quite the most fair comparison ever. Either way, this weapon is extremely cool, and it's very solid all around. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for the video. If you still need Beyond Light, you can check out my Nexus store in the description and comments, and you can purchase any edition there for the same price as Steam, but it will support me a little bit along the way. Also right now on my Nexus store, there is the Legendary Edition, which includes Destiny 2 and all 3 of the main DLCs, so Forsaken, Shadowkeep, and Beyond Light, and that's gonna be 15% off right now. So if you're just now getting into Destiny 2 on PC, that's gonna be a really good deal if you need everything. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.